Caitlin Clark is box office. She is a star. And Angel Reese is to be completely believed that there's no hate. They both get along. They're cool with each other. They're high-end competitors, etc., etc. And you also are old enough to know that in this society, whether they want to admit it or not, they don't like seeing somebody black coming at somebody white who is a beloved star of theirs. But you've known they were coming for you when you were waving your hands in your face to mock Caitlin Clark when you were beating her for the national championship.
The rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark has reached a breaking point, and now Stephen A. Smith has entered the conversation with a message so blunt it might end careers. Tonight, we expose the real tension, the history behind this feud, and why the WNBA might be fumbling its biggest opportunity ever.
NBA Player of the Week. There have only been 40 triple-doubles in the history of the WNBA. Cheryl Swoops recorded the first WNBA triple-double during the 1999 season, while Caitlin Clark logged the most recent triple-double earlier this week. She now has 102 on the season, and is 19 away from Diana Taurasi in second place and 26 away from UNESCO of the New York Liberty. She ain't beating Asia Wilson for the MVP, but she's beating Angel Reese for the Rookie of the Year. That's a wrap. That's over. And props to Angel Reese, who's had a good year, by the way.
It all started in April 2023, the NCAA Women's National Championship. Iowa versus LSU. Caitlin Clark was fresh off a string of jaw-dropping performances, dropping back-to-back 40-point games and drawing millions of viewers who had never watched women's basketball before. But LSU, led by Angel Reese, had other plans. In the closing moments, Reese delivered the now infamous "you can't see me" gesture and pointed directly to her ring finger, mocking Clark in front of a global audience. The internet exploded. Some called it passion and confidence. Others called it unsportsmanlike. That one moment planted the seed for one of the most polarizing rivalries in modern sports.
You knew they were going to come for you. You had to know that. Now, to the degree that they're doing so, I get where you're coming from. You had a decisive advantage because they made the mistake of letting you know who they are, whoever those people are. That's not the case with all. It's not the case with most. But those who screech the loudest get the most attention sometimes. And that's what the worst of cynics and critics do.
Fast forward to the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is now the face of the Indiana Fever, shattering rookie records and selling out every arena she steps into. But she's also facing hard fouls, trash talk, and constant criticism, with Angel Reese often in the middle of the conversation. And that's when Stephen A. Smith, never one to hold back, dropped the bomb. On ESPN's First Take, he praised both players as incredible athletes, but warned Reese directly. You had to know they were coming for you. His point? In today's sports world, perception is just as powerful as performance, and Reese's public image might be costing her more than she realizes. Let's talk numbers, because they tell the real story. During the NCAA tournament, games featuring Caitlin Clark averaged over 1 million viewers, an unheard of figure for women's college basketball. In the WNBA, games without Clark sometimes struggle to break 400,000. When Clark's on the court, packed arenas, record ticket sales, skyrocketing merchandise revenue. This isn't opinion, it's data. Stephen A. Smith calls Clark box office for a reason. And in a league still fighting for mainstream attention, that kind of star power is priceless. Now, to be fair, Angel Reese isn't just a social media personality. She's a dominant rebounder, a tenacious defender, and a big reason the Chicago Sky are even competitive. But she's also been at the center of multiple viral moments, from refusing post-game handshakes to throwing shade in interviews. For some fans, it's entertaining. For others, it's proof she's letting ego overshadow her talent. Stephen A.'s point is clear. The league is small, the spotlight is smaller, and every move counts. Here's where the criticism gets serious, and Stephen A. is pointing the finger at the league itself. Instead of protecting and promoting Caitlin Clark as a generational talent, the WNBA has allowed unnecessary drama and physical targeting to dominate the headlines. And while that might stir conversation online, it risks alienating casual fans who came for Clark's shooting, not a fight. In other words, the WNBA is sitting on a marketing goldmine, but the fuse might be burning out before they cash in. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time Angel Reese has clashed with public opinion. The White House invite controversy, heated press conferences, tweets that ignite entire news cycles. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's quiet, focused demeanor has made her a favorite for brands and sponsors. It's the classic sports marketing equation. Who sells more jerseys, who draws more eyes, who makes sponsors feel safe. And right now, that scoreboard is heavily tilted in Clark's favor. Stephen A. Smith's final words to Reese weren't subtle. Your career is over. Now, to be clear, he wasn't saying Reese can't play. He was warning that in the world of pro sports, your career as a star can end long before your career as an athlete. The public decides who stays relevant. The sponsors decide who gets paid. And if Reese keeps playing the villain without winning the war on the court, the consequences will be brutal. At the end of the day, the WNBA is at a crossroads. It can lean into the drama and hope controversy sells, or it can elevate both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese as the faces of the future. Because if this rivalry burns too hot, too fast, the league might lose the chance to build something lasting. For now, all eyes are on the next time these two meet, because in sports, grudges don't fade, they explode. Stephen A. Smith's warning may sound harsh, but maybe, just maybe, it's exactly what Angel Reese needs to hear. Because the truth is, in professional sports, talent gets you in the door. But perception? That's what keeps you in the spotlight. And right now the clock is ticking. The WNBA is on fire, but not the way you think. Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie, has once again disrespected Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom breaking viewership records. Now, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith is stepping in with a warning so sharp it could decide the future of the league. Is this a rivalry that will save women's basketball or destroy it from within? Tonight, we investigate the feud that's bigger than basketball and why it has the entire sports world choosing sides. To understand the firestorm, we have to rewind to April 2nd, 2023, the NCAA Women's National Championship. Iowa versus LSU. Caitlin Clark, fresh off back-to-back 40-point games, had become a national sensation. But LSU, led by Angel Reese, dominated the final minutes. And then the moment that set the internet ablaze, Reese taunted Clark, waving her hand in the "you can't see me" gesture and pointing to her ring finger. The clip went viral overnight, sparking a national debate on sportsmanship, swagger, and double standards in women's sports. Fast forward to May 2024. Both women enter the WNBA, Clark with the Indiana Fever, Reese with the Chicago Sky. From opening night, the cameras were locked in on every stare, shove, and scoreboard check between them. Their first professional meeting was physical fouls, trash talk, and tense exchanges. And while Clark tried to downplay it, the media didn't let it go. Every highlight package turned into a rivalry reel. Then came the segment that shook the sports talk world. On ESPN's First Take, Stephen A. Smith didn't just address the rivalry, he warned the league itself. Quote, "They're risking the future of the WNBA." Smith argued that jealousy is at the heart of the tension, with some players, namely Reese, resenting the meteoric rise of Caitlin Clark. He compared the potential of this rivalry to Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson in the 1980s, a clash of styles and personalities that saved the NBA. But he also cautioned, mishandle this, and it could be the league's downfall. Caitlin Clark isn't just another rookie, she's the league's biggest draw. In 2024, games featuring Clark tripled the viewership of WNBA games without her. Merchandise sales skyrocketed. Arenas sold out nationwide. She became the reason casual sports fans tuned in. But that kind of spotlight can breed resentment, especially among players who feel overlooked despite their own talent. Reese is one of the league's top rebounders and a fierce competitor, but her headlines often center on drama, not dominance. This isn't Angel Reese's first media storm. From her defiant White House comments after LSU's championship, to heated exchanges with reporters, to subtle shade on social media, Reese has built a reputation for embracing the villain role. Clark, on the other hand, has kept her demeanor calm, letting her game do the talking. The contrast has only sharpened the divide, with fans picking sides and every meeting between them turning into a trending topic. The WNBA schedule in 2025 gives us 5 Clark versus Reese matchups, 5 chances for the league to either cash in or crash out. Smith's advice? Lean in, but do it with respect. Build the narrative as fierce competition, not petty grudges. Because if this turns toxic, the damage won't just hit these two, it'll ripple through the entire league. Stephen A. Smith's closing words carried weight. Your career as a star can end long before your career as an athlete. In other words, the spotlight is a privilege. And right now, the WNBA's brightest light is at risk of being dimmed by off-court drama. The league can either protect its stars and grow its audience, or watch this golden opportunity slip away. So, here's the question: will Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese become the bird and magic of women's basketball, or the cautionary tale of what could have been? The answer won't just shape their careers, it will decide the WNBA's future.